20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Hit the horn.
It's like Ben Hogan said in golf, for every day you don't practice, it takes you 2 more to get back to where you were.
Yeah, there's no question.
Yeah. And I realized that Saturday, thinking about the wide receiving core, because you've had guys in and out, and, we still aren't at 100% there. And that's a perfect example of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been an interesting year, kind of with that group. I mean, we just have had some injuries that have lingered. Savion had something over the summer that took a long time to kind of come back from. That was tied to an injury that he had in the past, and so he's still kind of trying to get up to speed. Jalen Robinson's kind of been in and out, which we thought might happen with him. He was kind of coming off some injury history. Dalen's same thing. It's kind of been in and out. So we haven't really had a great chance to get settled in at that position as well as we need to. I'm confident moving forward that I hope that group is going to be able to get on the same page and be able to practice together and develop that kind of consistency that you have to have between the receivers and your quarterback in order to go out and be able to play well.
Because when they do play, you see flashes. I mean, here's J.P. Richardson on this touchdown. By the way, great route that he runs and scores on this one to start the scoring for TCU. When he's out there, he makes plays.
Yeah. JP's been kind of like the rest of those guys. Yeah. He's been, he's had a couple different injuries so far, and it's no excuse though. You just got to figure out how to work through those things. And this is a great example here of him making a nice play on the ball and getting straight upfield and being able to take a routine play and turn it into a touchdown.
Then Chandler at his best here, 31-yard scamper. I thought he did a nice job here on this.
He did, yeah. I got a little zone read play here and made a nice read pulling it. And Chandler's a good runner when he gets out there. Savion had a really nice block on this play as well, and we're able to spring him. And that's always big when your quarterback can run the football effectively like he did in the first half in particular. That certainly makes things easier.
West Virginia ties it at 14. Then you get the ball back late in that second quarter. And I thought this was a good message being sent, too, as Chandler's able to hook up, obviously, with Dalen Wright. But this is after a couple of big plays. Besh got in the act, and then JP with a nice run after the catch as well.
Yeah, it was good. This was a good drive. I mean, this has been the thing that we haven't been able to do this year, really, is execute our 2-minute drill particularly well. In this case, we went right down the field and scored quickly. Dalen made a nice catch here and run after the catch, and that was a big play for us. Got us a 7-point lead at halftime, and as I said earlier, that's the 2-minute drill and the opportunity to be able to go out and execute that has plagued us this year and plagued us at the end of the game, plagued us at the end of the Colorado game when we got the ball back and really only needed a field goal and just couldn't put a drive together.
Going to the locker room up 21-14. Come out in the second half. And a couple of plays here I wanted to highlight on defense. One was Avery Helm here in the run game, doing a nice job coming up and providing run support. And then Shad Banks. I thought Shad had a pretty good game on Saturday.
He did. Yeah, Shad's, become a starter now with Johnny being out, and Shad's really, playing well. I think the more he plays, the more experience he gets, the better he's going to play. And he's really talented guy that's still learning that position. He's been one of those players that's bounced around in so many different positions during his career, and I think now he's starting to get settled in and starting to come into his own.
Our Texas Health impact play here, 4th down and goal at the 1. This game's tied at 21 in the fourth quarter, and your defense responds.
Yeah, big stop here. I mean, they had 1st and goal at the 4, and we were able to hold them out. Thought we did a great job defensively. Really got a lot of push. Jamoy it was big, and Shad was big, and it was big for us to get push up front and to hold them out of the end zone right there obviously was a big turning point and gave us an opportunity to go win the football game, and we just weren't able to do it.
Yeah, here's that first long field goal attempt. Mike Lockhart gets his hand on it. Great play by him, by the way.
It was.
But his Griffin on both of those didn't hit him as high as usual, did he?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Just kind of hit the kick a little bit low. We had a little penetration here, as you can see, but not much, honestly, and just a little bit of a low kick. If we had that to do over again, we'd probably go for that. There's still a pretty good amount of time left. It was 4th and about 1.5 yards. Again, kind of second guessing myself. Wish we would have probably tried to go for that. We had all 3 timeouts left. If we hadn't, if we don't convert then our defense can stop it and we have a chance to get the ball back just like it played out. But wish we would have probably tried to finish that drive with a touchdown.
All right, Frogs turn their attention to Iowa State. We'll take a look at the Cyclones when we continue after this timeout.
Old Trapper Beefs. Fake protein.
Guys, can we take a quick protein break? Protein City. I got my beans, my bars, my goos, my glumps, my fizz. I don't know what that one is, but you want in?
I'm good, man.
was a bad choice.
Old Trap, what's your beef?
Welcome back into the film room here with the head coach, Sonny Dykes. Let's start with our old trapper question of the week here. We call it, what's your beef, coach? And if you weren't a head football coach, what would you be?
I don't know. I've kind of always been interested in aviation. Maybe might be a pilot. Thought I wanted to be a pilot when I was younger. Glad I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think aviation is probably interesting. I don't know what I would be doing, quite frankly. Glad I'm doing this. I mean, this is it's a very interesting way to make a living. Can be a little bit stressful at times, but it's certainly very rewarding.
You don't think you would still be teaching English at Pierce High School? Is that where
that's what I taught English. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
But who knows?
It might have been at some point. All
Might
right.
have been.
Iowa State. This is a physical football team, always good defensively. I really like Matt Campbell, the job that he's done there. It's a tough job. They got a couple of wins on the year, but they're not giving up a ton of yardage, Coach. Less than 340 a game.
Yeah, really good defensive football team. I mean, they are every year.
Yeah.
They they're always good up front. They got a really good nose tackle this year that is pretty typical of the Iowa State defense. And it seems like they always find these nose tackles that, can be aggressive and are big, powerful guys. And this year's version is really good. Does a nice job penetrating and creating havoc for people offensively. And that's kind of where it starts. And then, they're very similar to style of play.
Yep.
We are kind of a bend but don't break defense and keep the ball in front and put pressure on you to go out and execute at a high level. And that's been the one thing that if you could change anything about what we've been able to do offensively, we just have had too many penalties, drop balls, missed assignments, stuff that is not typical of our football team. And we've got to do a better job of doing that. And Iowa State puts pressure on you to go out and execute at a high level because they're not going to give you a lot of big plays. They're not going to give you a lot of easy things. You're going to have to go out and earn everything.
Back in the film room we come next week. That's another edition for you. Frog Film Room here with the head coach, Sonny Dykes.